All right, so this is why you see certain spirit animals appear around you depending on the energy that you're in and the mental space that you're in. So, depending on your mental space, if you're in like a more upset, depressed, down mental space and you're not balanced within yourself. So this is why you'll manifest in terms of like your spirit animal that you'll connect with will be something of a lower spirit animal. Like say for instance, like a crow or like a fly or something like that. So if you already putting yourself in that mental space, and then also depend on the conversation that you're receiving. So say for instance, like say for example, somebody's giving you a conversation saying like, okay, they just talking to you about like freaking, I don't know, relationships and stuff like that, because that's what I always be talking about. So if they just talking to you about relationship, and say for instance they sitting back talking about, you know, how their relationship is good and stuff like that, and the stuff that they have going on, you're automatically going to put yourself in that mental space, because the day and age that we're in, whenever it comes to social media, we're in that space of wanting to know what's going on. We're in that space of wanting to manifest some sort of drama and know, like, you know, the next thing that a person's doing. So you're already going to put yourself in that mental space of being like, oh, okay, their relationship going good. Why is their relationship going good? Is that person going to explain more? You know what I'm saying? So you start to manifest all these thoughts. And this is the definition of being like, curiosity killed the cat. So you can't be too curious, because it's like one of those things to where you'll sit back and have thoughts to where it's like you'll sit back and later on have thoughts as to why it is that you aren't manifesting those things in your life. And then that's whenever you end up killing yourself in terms of your thought process and bringing yourself down to a lower vibrational state. So getting back to the animals, so this is why you'll see certain animals play out in terms of your life, in terms of spirit animals. You'll be like, damn, why is it that I'm seeing this animal? Why is it that I'm seeing this animal? All right, so say for instance, because like whenever I was live, you'll see like a crow. So if that person is telling you a conversation about their relationship, how it's going good, you sitting back in your mind and sitting back wondering what it is that they're doing to make it go good, all this other stuff, all right, on your mind, you're going to be in that mental state of wanting to know something. So based upon you wanting to know something, this will be the animals that play out. It'll be animals play out that are like, that are annoying. You know what I'm saying? That are always around that individual, or always around, like, you know what I'm saying, like a fly. A fly would be like annoying, always around, you know what I'm saying? Always indulging into stuff. So this is why you'd be like, dad, why did a fly pop up out of nowhere? Or if you're depending on if you're talking to an individual, that person might end up seeing a fly within their space, and that fly might get close to them, and that person will be like, dad, why is this fly so close to me? It's because you guys are sharing the same mental frequency, the same thought process, like the same thought frequency. Yeah. I don't know if that's like the word, it's like thought frequency, but I'm not good with words, so y'all already know that anyways. But y'all know what I'm saying, okay? We're spiritual here. Y'all know what I'm saying. But y'all are sharing like the same mental frequency, the same mental space. So this is why like you'll see certain spirit animals, or that person will see certain spirit animals. And just personally in your own personal life, like say for instance, if you're in a space of happy, you're very go lucky, like you're wanting to manifest things, you're feeling good about yourself. This is why you might see like a rabbit or something, or this is why you might see like a would it be a fox? No, foxes are like slide. Well, they're like slide cover. What? Not a fox, but like a rabbit. Um, or what's another one that's would be like good with it? What's another one besides rabbit? Because rabbits are always with luck. What is another one that's like with luck? I can't think. But yeah, so like I don't know. There's other animals associated with luck. I'm trying to think. All I could think of is like rabbit. So this is like why you'll see like a rabbit within your space. And then also this is why it's important for you to in some way, shape, or form to be balanced within your thoughts and your feelings. Because if you're in a high vibrational frequency within your thoughts and your feelings, this is why you'll manifest higher animals in terms of your spirit animals. So you'll see things in terms of like falcons or eagles around you and stuff like that. And then also you'll be able to know the space that you're in, or the energy that you're in terms of divine masculine or divine feminine whenever it comes to your thoughts. So say for instance, if you're in that thought process of being like, okay, you're sitting back trying to figure out like your goals and desires, and you're like, okay, I want to do what would be like a more masculine thought, like okay, it would be associated with work. So yeah, you sitting back, you know, manifesting a job or a career move that you want to make. So and then at the same time, well, this is how you know that you're like of this earth are connected with the earth in terms of your energy, in terms of the animal that's manifested and where your thoughts are. So this is why you'll see like a falcon or an eagle. This is how you know in terms of your thoughts you're soaring high. At the same time, you're seeing a spirit animal that's in a higher type place. In terms of like falcons and eagles, they're on a higher level spiritually. And then at the same time, thoughts, this is why you'll see like a bird or something like an eagle, because it's soaring through the air. So it's like thoughts, and then your thought process is masculine because you're thinking about like your job or your career or the things that you want to do. So anytime you're indulging into like masculine type thoughts, this is why you'll see certain birds play out in the air. So you have to pay attention to that. Like if you're like in the thought process, like say for instance, if you're in like feminine thoughts in terms of like just I don't know, like what would be like wanting to share your feelings and emotions with somebody, or just like wanting to be free or just wanting to express yourself. This is why you'll see a spirit animal like a butterfly play out around you. And then it'll even be to situations where it might even like try and like be within, share the same space as you. um oh yeah, what was the other thing I was talking about too? I was talking about how you connect with a person through their thoughts and energy. um Oh yeah, this is why it's important for whenever it comes to relationships for you to have a partner that is balanced out whenever it comes to like just themselves. Because if not, then it's like depending on the energy that that person's in, it'll cause you to be imbalanced within yourself. Because it's like you guys will share the same space within y'all mental thinking, because you guys are already sharing the same physical space, or you guys might already be sharing the same mental frequency. That'll cause you to be unbalanced within your thinking. And then this will also cause you to be physically or emotionally imbalanced. So depending on if like say for instance if you're a female and it's like you have to have a male around you that's like balanced, and like this is why I said it's very important for like males to like be balanced in terms of connecting with females, and just females to look for a male that's balanced, because it's like if not, then it's like that male won't know how to build the right environment for you. So, based upon that person not knowing how to build the right environment for you, and that person being unbalanced, say for instance, they are more into like they're more feminine. All right, this will be situations to where they'll build a more feminine environment to where your environment will be more chaotic. It'll be more drama to where that individual's constantly manifesting drama into your life, causing you to be unbalanced. So if you already are in a situation, or that's why I say in terms of relationships, with somebody that's balanced or trying to meet somebody that's balanced, that person will know how to build the right environment. And this is how the female is able to unlock herself in terms of being able to manifest that energy to keep the man balanced as well and keep the household balanced. And at the same time, this is where it goes back to like whenever we talking about like chosen ones. So this is why it's like whenever it comes to the chosen ones, this is why they get gang stalked or poked at so much, because we are beings that are balanced. And whenever it comes to the earth is in a stage to where right now it's trying to achieve balance within the heart chakra, and based upon us vibrating like on our heart chakras. So like whenever it comes to our feelings and emotions, like this is how you can control, like on terms of like an elite level, you could control like the weather or something like that, like by poking, constantly gang stalking or poking at the chosen ones, and by us being so connected to the earth and connected to the earth's field in terms of achieving balance, because right now the earth is in a state of wanting to achieve balance. If you keep on like emotionally doing things to that person or poking at that person, and then say for instance there's you poke at a whole bunch of chosen ones at the same time, this can cause things to where the weather can play out to where it could cause the weather to either be too cold or too hot, depending on how it is that you feel. Because if all of the chosen ones are in that emotional state of being upset, whenever you're upset, your heart chakra is blocked off. And whenever your heart chakra is blocked off, that's whenever you're colder. And this is how we end up manipulating and having colder energy around us, in terms of being able to utilize the chosen ones to be able to manipulate and control the weather. And then it's not even just that, just the weather in a certain specific geographical location. So say for instance we want to control the weather on in the south, we would sit back and we would get all the chosen ones that are in the south, because they already know who it is that you are whenever you're born. And all the chosen ones that are in the south would be like, say for instance, Moon and Leo. And if you, they already know who it is that you are whenever you're born and you're not aware of your energy, and they're able to poke at you or gang stalk you during that time and during that astrological alignment, because as we know, the astrology is important whenever it comes to masonry. They're able to utilize this energy and harness it and utilize it for themselves in terms of being able to control the weather or being able to control certain events playing out and manifesting certain events in your life. Because depending on the energy that you're in, it'll play out in terms of you having certain events play out in your life. And at the same time, on a global level, being able to create the weather for that area. So like I said, if like we have a whole bunch of them that are down south and we decide to say like, okay, today's the day to where we want it to be a little bit colder outside. This is where we'll create situations in the chosen ones' lives and gang stalk them and create situations to where we'll poke at them. And whenever we poke at them, we cause them to be frustrated or upset. And when you're frustrated or upset, this is whenever your heart chakra is blocked off. Whenever your heart chakra is blocked off, this is whenever we're able to create colder weather, because the chosen ones are connected to the earth and they create balance of this earth. So this is why the weather will be colder in that area, or the temperatures will be hotter in that area. And then this is why we'll have situations. So this is why it's very important to be mindful of what's going on whenever it comes to like events. But it's just my opinion in terms of everything that I'm saying in this video. It's just my opinion. But I would say, in my opinion, that like whenever it comes to like events and stuff, you just have to be like mindful, because if we have situations to where it's like we block certain things out, then it's like that's us blocking out us being able to create balance in the earth. So if we block out something that's hot and we have certain chosen ones that are connected to that thing and use it to charge and be able to bring balance to the earth, this is us being able to control where the earth is at in terms of being able to create balance. So this is us also being able to control how things grow as well whenever it comes to the earth. Like say for instance, so this is why in certain locations things might even, it could even cause disasters too. If you get even bigger with it, it could cause certain disasters. This is how we could also cause tornadoes, or this is also how we could cause like fires, like in California or something like that, like fires during the summer. Depending on like the energy. It's like say for instance if we want it to be a really hot day, and this is why like during the summertime, during the summertime is a time to where like we're all like, really trying to attract like relationships. Your heart's really open. So this is why like during the summertime we could make it really hot and like down south and it could be like burning up. But it's like by us being in that energy of like in us also creating so many individuals on this earth, and then also at the same time so many chosen ones procreating, it causes situations to where it's like it causes situations to where it's like those those individuals in that place can like heat up that area. So like down south, this is where it could cause it to be like really really hot, or like up north it could cause it to be really really cold. And if you're able to keep that person in that same emotional state for long enough, this is how you're able to like create situations to where like you're able to keep it that certain temperature all year round. But right now, it's like it's during the winter time. And if so many of us are, and then also this is why it's also important for us to know our mental space. So if we're right now, if we're kicking game and we're putting everybody in that mental space of like being good, you know what I'm saying? Like feeling good and stuff about themselves, this is how we're able to manipulate the energy in terms of our favor and creating balance in our own way. So if we're able to like uplift everyone, make everybody feel good and shit, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, based upon the videos that we watch, this is putting everybody in that space to want to open up their heart chakra. And whenever everybody's heart chakra is open, this is how during the winter time, say for instance winter now in like the northern areas, it won't feel like winter. It won't feel like as cold. It's gonna feel hotter, because we're sitting back and our heart chakras open up more, which is creating more balance on the earth. But then at the same time, there's so many of us on the earth whenever it comes to chosen ones that it's making it hotter during certain seasons, or it's making it like whenever seasons that it should be cold, it's making it hotter. Seasons where it's hotter, seasons where it's cold, it's making it hotter, and seasons where it's hot, it's making it even hotter. So this is where it's like on a global level, you will see like to where we might see situations play out to where, things just try and be more, like that. Those ideas are more thrown out in terms of like blocking things. And this is why like it's so important for us to like remain balanced within like ourselves, because we literally can control like the weather and just like the things that go on within our environment. And then like I said, if it's enough of us in that area that's in within whatever mental space, which controls our heart space, because the mind and the heart and the soul are all connected. This is where that comes from. We could create balance within the earth. And it's like right now the earth is trying to become more balanced as well within like, so this is where we have situations to where individuals are trying to get more balance in terms of their mental thinking as well, in terms of like trying to understand sexual energy. So this is where like, say for instance, you'll have situations to where you're trying to see which energy you're utilizing more, whether you're using divine feminine or divine masculine more. And if you know that you're utilizing divine feminine more, then this is how you try and establish understanding your sexuality on a spiritual level. Because if you know that you're in that space of using divine feminine more, then you're able to understand like, okay, maybe this is why I might react and respond, or this is how or why I react and respond during certain alignments in this type of manner, depending on my moon or my sun sign or my ascendant. And then this is how you're also trying to understand your sexuality as well, in terms of understanding what you're attracted to, or why it is that you keep on attracting situations, or why it is that you keep on attracting certain thoughts, or why it is that you keep on. But then at the same time, you have to understand that that's not always the reason why you are having those frequencies given to you. Because whenever we understand our environment and the things that are put within our environment in terms of like these towers and the frequencies that they're giving off, and we look at the television programming that we're being given in terms of what's going on, so whatever the television programming is being played out on TV is what's going to be also programmed into these towers and things, which is what I think. This is just my opinion, everything in this video. But if it's programmed into these towers, then that's the frequency that you're going to be receiving. Because if we are energy beings, or if we are beings that are made of energy and frequencies, and we share frequencies, as we know, because if we share the same frequency, you're able to share the same thought process or the same thought pattern as a certain individual. And if you also are sharing a like-minded environment, or if you guys are within the same environment, or if you're able to put yourself in that person's shoes in terms of their environment, then you're able to ride the same frequency. You're able to understand that person's wave. You're able to understand the wave patterns. And this is where we understand why they have different frequencies whenever it comes to like electromagnetic, gamma, all this other stuff, all these different names. Is trying to understand or establish like, like different frequencies. And this is how we get music, why it rides at different frequencies as well. But that's something else I'll speak on later. But right now, whenever it comes down to it, whenever it comes to these towers, it's like they're given like a certain type of frequency. We're being fed certain frequencies. And those frequencies are thoughts. So like I said, depending on the programming that we're receiving from these televisions, best believe it's also going to be in these towers. And these towers are also connecting with our energy. Then these are the thoughts or the feelings that's going to be relayed to you. And this is why you're going to have situations to where you're sitting back feeling like, why is it that I'm having these types of thoughts, or why is it that I'm feeling this type of way, or why is it, and this is where you come into questioning your sexuality, not knowing that it's being fed to you. So this is why it's important for you to maintain some sort of balance within your thought process, your feelings, and your emotions, so that way you're able to understand yourself and understand what's going on and be aware of yourself and be aware of what's going on, and not get caught up into what's being fed to you. And then as well, another thing that I wanted to say, what was it? Because it was building off of the frequencies and how we receive energy. Um, oh yeah, so depending on those frequencies that are fed to you, all right, and as we see, we could see like what the thoughts, aka frequencies. I'm saying thoughts, but it's also frequency because it's being fed to you through the towers and the things that's around us in terms of our environment. So on a more higher level, if these things keep on advancing, then it could also play out in terms of us blocking energy, and it could also play out in terms of us sending energy and receiving energy, and taking energy, giving energy. And this will be situations to where you're sitting back having certain thoughts, and this will be situations to where in your relationship you'll end up causing things to be unbalanced because you're questioning your sexuality and not knowing who you are. So this is where you end up unbalancing like your partner, and like, so this is why you need to be this is like actually knowing what it means to be aware of yourself and just everything around you. You'll cause your partner to be unbalanced, and this is where we have situations to where we have a lot of things arising in terms of like these terms of LGBT and all that other stuff. But yeah, and so many variations of it because it's so many thoughts and frequencies being put out by the things that are given to us in terms of our environment, and then at the same time we're pushed to constantly upgrade whatever it is that we have in terms of technology. So this is why we still end up having something, you know, there with us that's still evil, but at the same time it's not in us, you know, in our skin or something like that, but it's still there with us. It's still next to us. Our phones. So you keep on upgrading your phone. And then at the same time, this is why we see things playing out with that situation in terms of the world, because once we're able to sync things together, because the human, this is the meaning of the human being a computer, once we're able to sync things together, because they already have your thoughts based upon the frequencies being given out by the things that are in your environment, like the towers. So once they have your thoughts and they're able to put something, like say for instance, if they was able to put something in your skin, then they're able to sync the body to the mind, and then they have control of the soul and the spirits, and then they're able to establish what it is that you do and have full control of a person as if it was a robot. And so this is why it would be important, or it would appear to be of importance for chosen ones to do something like that, because if you have control of chosen ones, then you're able to establish control of where the earth is at in terms of balance. And like I said, if we are beings of this earth and we are here to bring balance, and we are riding the same frequency as the earth, and the earth is right now trying to thrive and achieve balance throughout the heart chakra, and if you are able to establish that connection within the person, the mind, body, soul, and the heart, which is aka the soul, then you are able to understand the fact of how we could have situations play out in terms of the earth going in a state, a vegetative state, or going in a state of flourishing. And this is why certain areas, geographical areas, may flourish more, or they might be more droughted out more. And this is why we'll have situations to where whenever it comes to the chosen ones, not wanting everyone to wake up, because if all of them wake up, then this earth would flourish so much to crazy potentials. But if we have them all sleep, then we could take things back to a vegetative state and recreate whatever it is that we want to recreate using the beings of this planet, the actual chosen ones, the actual beings of this planet, the giants, the ones that are connected. This is why we'll have situations to where, so this is why chosen ones need to understand, this is why individuals will show hate, frustration, jealousy towards you, because you are definitely like someone of a higher being and of a higher significance. And it's like, if they're able to control you, then they're literally able to control the energy that plays out in the environment, because we also send and receive energy. And your energy could play out in other individuals as well. So other individuals can send and receive that energy as well. And then also have those same feelings and thoughts. And this is where it's important, like if you're an influencer, depend on what it is that you do. So this is why you'll have situations to where they try and compromise the chosen ones, because it's like, if you're able to lead individuals into lostness, then it's like we're able to cause things to be unbalanced. And then it's like, more than likely, you're able to attract more chosen ones, because it's like now's the time to where the earth is like trying to